These days, I see on social media people are going to Maldives, Mauritius, and cherry
Azerbaijan,
blossom.
yeah.
I never knew about Northern Lights, and that's a pressure that okay, she's also been there. Okay, he's also been there. Okay, now check the bank balance.
And I'm okay if people are able to afford that. I have seen friends who have taken loan to travel, and forget about people who can even take loan. Okay, some people cannot even take loan or cannot afford that, but they're watching all this. They're being stressed. There is a jealousy that comes naturally. What is some preachy, boomerish advice that you want to give to next generation?
Respect to
Advice.
social media.
You're
Yes.
asking Gen Zs. You are all such things.
This is what social media can do to your brain.
After all so
Takes
much,
you away from the reality.
after talking so much, we go back to
Yes.
Move on to the next segment.
Absolutely.
That is again a family of this obsession called peer pressure. Peer pressure in social media.
Yeah.
How do you see that? So I have some interesting question. Attention seeking. Is this a disorder? Social media is all about being in public, getting people's attention. That is what it is. You like it or not. These likes, followers, subscriptions, and whatever it is, these have become modern currencies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, that decides your status, your image when you're in a social media. If somebody has a blue tick, it is a recognition. And somebody has 100k followers, it is a recognition. People tend to follow you. They create an impression like you're good in something, you're popular, you have fame. So naturally, we are inclined to follow them if they can create some solid content that we like.
Definitely those validations are required because you don't get everything at home. Basically, why we come out into social media is because you're not getting in the physical social setup, right? So you want to get it somewhere. So the only other place right now that we have is the social media. I think a certain extent is fine, but if you're aware that why you need these likes and comments, I think you're safe. If not, you're completely lost into the ocean.
But have you had any peer pressure because of that? Because of this social media setup?
Not a peer pressure, but for traveling, if you see, earlier, I used to know only limited places to travel like Goa, Kerala, Himalaya, and that not even Himalaya is far fetched, just nearby. But these days, I see on social media people are going to Maldives, Mauritius, and cherry
Azerbaijan,
blossom.
yeah.
I never knew about Northern Lights, and that's a pressure that okay, she's also been there. Okay, he's also been there. Okay, now check the bank balance.
Oh, that's an interesting point, right? Traveling as such.
Traveling,
For example,
yeah.
we travel for the reasons like you want to explore the local food, get to know local people,
Yeah.
want to see the local geographical, cultural heritage, and so many other things that are local in nature. So that gives you an experience.
Yeah.
But these days, because of you seeing so many people flying, traveling to different destinations, it
Yes.
tempts you way too much.
It tempts.
Irrespective of the need, you still want to travel. I am okay as a staycation, people traveling, you stay in a place taking some rest because you're very stressful at work is different. But traveling, spending so much to go to a place to post about that and saying that you belong to this destination, you're traveling to prove to the world that you also have traveled, that is a concern. I'm okay if people are able to afford that. I have seen friends who have taken loan to travel, and forget
don't
about
think
people
to
who can
that
even take
extent.
loan. Okay, some people cannot even take loan or cannot afford that, but they're watching all this. They're being stressed. There is a jealousy that comes naturally. So this global setup, social media setup, definitely puts you in that stressful danger to a certain extent.
I think this travel thing. When I look back, spiritual travels also have been recent trends, right? It has influenced me and created that FOMO. Just when you brought out this topic, I was
Mahakumbh.
thinking, yeah. So I now want to
FOMO.
go to
What is FOMO?
fear of missing out.
Okay, 5 points.
So I have this FOMO that I will miss going to these wonderful places that so many people in the social media travel and then visit and show their
You're
what are
talking
the
about
blessings.
FOMO, yeah.
Yeah.
Mahakumbh, I felt a big time FOMO.
Yeah,
That-
even
that-
I felt that.
yeah, Mahakumbh.
When I was away from
I
India, I
was
was like,
Would I would have gone or
Yeah,
no? That's
yeah.
a second question. But looking at the photos,
Looking
it's
at
like,
the
why
photos.
everybody is going?
Everybody is
and
going to
I'm-
Mahakumbh and
Not just Mahakumbha, right? You talk about Kedarnath, you talk about other major temples. Even in South India, there are so many temples. Now I'm so much curious, and I feel I will not be able to see all those temples.
Yeah.
You know that creates.
Now adding on to this, we have the solo travel, which has become a trend,
Hmm.
right? I think 10 years before we don't know that
We
was
don't
there
know.
something called
Solo
solo
traveling
travel.
also becoming-
It is a very good thing. This one I really
Yeah, there is
like.
obviously good and
right?
bad to it. Solo travel, even backpack trip. So
Yeah.
you have a purpose, you travel, that is different.
Correct.
When you don't have a purpose, you're driven by others, carried away.
And
you, because of
You're being carried away, but for good.
if it is good, I'm happy.
Exactly.
But
It shouldn't
taking
be-
loans and just going there just to
You
post
can
photos
still-
is
Exactly.
never
No,
know,
not just
right?
for the travel, because I've been part of the New Year celebration recently in Singapore. You go there, if we have 1,000 people in that occasion, 900 are capturing everything over the phone and want to post it immediately. Because during the New Year period, you want to post, you want to show where you really present.
True.
And you want to do that showcasing, which is okay, but majority does it. Then what is the purpose of traveling? What is the purpose of doing that event? So is it to show off to others or to enjoy, embrace and experience?
that you
that
have to
moment?
ask yourself.
I actually want to know the other 100 who didn't take them. I want to talk
Yeah,
to
no,
them.
I'm saying, I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
That is what disturbs me a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
It is concerning, true.
True. I mean, even when I travel to places, right? I would like to relax. I would like to look at things and then be in that moment. But there are times where I'm tempted to take a photo, video of those that is happening. Whether I'm posting it or not is the second thing. But that temptation to take a photo, I feel this should be captured. I don't know if I'm living in the moment or I'm trying to think of a moment and then trying to capture it. So that thought is
Because it
always there.
influences, right? It pushes you to follow what others to really do. You don't want to be missed out.
See, whenever we take any pic, we just don't use that for memory alone. We'll be like, okay, can it be posted? If it's posted, it's a good pic. If you
And when-
cannot post
No,
it,
these
then
days-
it's a
memory.
It's
No,
a
when
memory.
you're no, these days when you're lonely or when you don't have any company, you tend to post to get that attention so that your dopamine is satisfied to a certain extent.
Reward
That is-
system
yeah,
again.
Yeah, that comes into picture. And
Validation again.
Validation.
People wants to,
Yeah,
they
get
want at
validated
least
every
get
now and then.
validated every week.
And going back to the peer pressure concept, in the past or when we gotten into typical IT world, we got the peer pressure of when are you going to buy the house? When are you going to get married? When are you going to buy a car? How are you going to settle? Are you not going to on-site? So that kind of peer pressure we had. And now with social media, it's different. So when we are in the social media world, directly or indirectly, people will influence you. How do you balance? What is your limit? How do you control? Whether you let that control you or you're going to have a control on that is that's the interesting piece.
Probably this question's to influencers.
The host is the
Host is
influencer.
Okay,
Moving on.
moving on from peer pressure. Next is about influencers. Yeah.
Should I leave the
Please.
should I leave the session?
So we have
Thank
an
you so much.
influencer already in
It was a great
Singapore.
session.
Audience will think I'm really an influencer. No, I'm not.
Is it? That's the humility.
Exactly.
Okay, but getting back to the point of influencers, that has become a profession now. You could see influencers emerging every day. Content creation is the new business, or it's no more new. It's already a business. People are like getting that fame, getting that popularity, reaching out to people, marketing way too much, earning a lot of money, which is good. But how sustainable it is, how difficult it is for them to be an influencer, and do we encourage our next gen kids to be an influencer?
An influencer usually in those days would be somebody who's making a movie. So a 3-hour movie, it takes years to complete a proper movie, or even 6-7 months. Now it's every 10 second is a movie now for us, and that becomes the influential part. If I was an influencer, and if I have to keep you engaged, and if I have to think every 10 second as a new concept, I really doubt it can be something that can be sustained. You will end up probably copying someone, or you will be totally lost.
Right.
Yeah, like Sham rightly said, in the past, it was only movie stars, politicians, cricket stars, and
Music
very
directors.
limited medium people can promote contents, and we only look up to them. But now whoever can create good content, because mobile is with everybody, you can create with the help of mobile how much ever content you want to produce. So as long as you're creative, you put the time and effort, you're good in editing and stuff, you'll be able to produce contents and attract people every now and
It has a
then.
good
Exactly.
part also, right? It's a good side. Earlier, it was the people like big shot people, producer and all that. Like you said, they were unreachable. Now the social media platform, everybody is reachable. Also, we can connect to the audience. Now the person who is really talented who didn't get chance back then,
Yes.
they can
That's
do
true.
something more.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Who's your favorite influencer, or did you get influenced by anybody?
Yes. I do follow Beer Biceps. I've been following him since 2021. I think he started his career from the Spotify podcast, and now look at him where he is. Yes, of course, when he had a downfall, it was also very personal to people who knew him also. But yeah, I'm happy to see him back. So I follow all the spiritual content of Beer Biceps.
That's the risk they have. Even if I had to take an example of TikTok, it was banned in India. People for a brief period, they were able to earn as much as they can. They got that fame and stuff like that. But when it was shut down in India, they were nowhere. Correct? But still, it's global. We have Sangeeta having 100K followers. on
TikTok was musically first before that dub smash.
Dub smash.
She remained continuously
you
productive.
introduced.
You know that?
Not for anyone, it's just for myself.
Yes. We will edit this
That's
right
my
through this. No, the point I'm trying to make is that unstable that profession is. So yeah, as we were talking about the downfall. So if you get the fame so quickly, there is going to be a risk. So there holds the responsibility. Morally, you have to morally, ethically, and all the other angle, you have to take all measures to be safe and remain sustainable. And the challenge is every day new content creators are coming. So it's super competitive. It's very difficult to sustain. Your content may become old, obsolete. So it is important you adapt. Not it's beyond IT, like how we adapt with new technologies. Though I don't, but I'm generally saying it's not the case for content creators. So they have to be in the trend every now and then. Only that, because people move on from you. Yesterday they might have liked you. Today somebody else would have popped in. Their content could be so interesting, and people will move on. That risk is
So people are not loyal, you want to say?
No, nothing to do with loyalty. No, it's an open, free forum, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I will enjoy as much as content you
Yeah, exactly.
provide.
What do you think about people leaving their current profession and being a full-time content?
Content creators.
Content creators, yeah.
Why not?
It's
It's
like an
based on the
entrepreneurship.
risk appetite. No, it depends. If you have 10 lakh, will you invest in fixed deposit or share market or mutual fund? It's up to you.
And like
But
entrepreneurial, you can
Yeah,
try
but
it
I
out.
see many people do that
yes,
actually,
yes.
which is good.
Travel
also.
influencers are so many these days.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and the process to make money, it is also a bit more transparent. How YouTube pays you, it's global. Anybody and everybody can understand and try to deploy that process to earn money. But my concern or a worry or something that I often discuss with my friends is content. There is a good content and bad content. Okay, it can be good as well as bad. We are not here to judge. It's subjective. It's up to the people. But when that bad content becomes too bad and those people get popular and they become the influencer, they contribute a lot to the society.
Yeah.
For example, I'm a kid of 16 to 17. I want to showcase my talent and get popular. For example, I fail to do that. Whereas parallelly, the classmate of that individual is able to get all the attention because of showcasing the body or creating adult contents. Though nudity is not allowed in a platform like Instagram, it can still provoke you and bring people to other interesting adultery forums, for example. And the world is a bit unfair in that angle. So the vulnerability is this person will get detached from this showcasing skills and can potentially get inspired doing something that he or she did not intend to do. That is this kind of scare or fear that I have. I am not interested to do that, but that gives a popularity. That's a shortcut to success. Okay, than whatever that I imagine to be protective. That's the contagious transition that I'm concerned of. That is how it is going to be, and of course, what is a good and bad content according to you?
Okay, so let me put it this way, right? I follow Beer Biceps, right? I find his content's good. There are a huge number of people who still feel his content is bad.
Is it? Just one of his contents, or generally his spiritual
No,
content?
it
People
is
can.
usual, right? The 80-20 rule. Not necessarily everybody has to follow
Yeah.
that, right? If there are 80% people who love him and
Freedom
follow, for
of
example,
speech, freedom
the
of-
other 20 will always be there existing to even our contents, whatever we are talking. Also, I'm sure people might be feeling
like
bad.
for example, Rajashri Nanthi, right? He speaks about tantric way of living your life. There are many who agree and accept it. There are many who feel it is a bad content. My view is good and bad as long as it does not content, as long as it helps you, it does not drain your energy, rather it inspires you. I think it's a good content. If it drains you, if it destroys you from your personal life, then those are all bad contents.
So it is subjective.
Yeah.
It is subjective. The problem is we know that it is going to destroy you. Still, we follow it. That is where.
So now you know. So now you know what is the bad content. Yeah.
Because some of my friends, we even debate. Social media is a bit unfair because people get opportunity being so bad. When I say bad, posting negative content, trying to talk profanity in front of people and get the attraction, and they create a brand on their own. Good or bad is secondary, but they were able to create a brand because they can create that negative attention. Through that, they are even getting movie chances, acting opportunities. Many people crib about it. It's unfair, really, but that's the world we are into. How sustainable it is. They were able to get that attention. After that, are they making use of it to have a life out of it? That's the point. Like we talk about Nepo also, nepotism for that matter, irrespective of you're a Nepo kid or not. How do you perform? How you want to sustain? How do you want to upskill yourself to be competitive? That's what matters, right? Okay,
Yeah,
very
right.
serious. So I want to ask, I want to go a bit more serious also. What is some preachy, boomerish advice that you want to give to next generation? Respect to
Advice.
social media.
You're
Yes.
asking Gen Zs
You are
all such things.
This is what social media can do to your brain.
After all, so
Takes you away from the reality. Bro.
after talking so much, we go back to preachy advice to next generation. Okay, probably the advice that I always have for my kids is this, right? You learn whether it's in real life or in the social media life, right? There's two ways that you can always learn. One is somebody tells you, you see from others' experience, and then you learn what's good and bad and whether you're doing the right thing, or you experience it by doing it. Whether it's a good or bad, you do it and you experience it. The choice is always yours. Anybody can give you advice. Anybody can, say what is good and right. But what is the decision that you take will matter to you. So I think that's my
Wow.
advice that I would like to give.
So deep.
Thank you.
You, Sangeeta.
I don't have any advice as such. I can give suggestions.
We can give advice to you for all that you do in social media.
Okay, I'm thinking of giving one suggestion for the social media user and as well as the social media influencer.
Okay.
Social media user is we all, okay, like taking the phone everywhere possible.
To the
always,
restrooms also.
yeah, to the restrooms. First,
Bathroom
please avoid using this phones, taking it to the restrooms, taking it to the kitchen room. That, and first of all, replace the habit of using your phone. For example, if your usage report shows 5 hours a day that you're using social media, try to gradually reduce it from 5 to 4 to 3, replace that with a habit.
You
Either
can disable that matrix also.
you can for example, I have for the last few months I've started reading books. I'm not a book reader and I'm like one step away when it comes to reading books, but I started cultivating this habit of reading a book before sleeping instead of using the phone. So at least 2 or 3 pages I read and then sleep. For the social media influencer, I have one suggestion also. I know it's all about likes, follows, and followers, shares. It's all about that. But the faster you rise, the faster you get exposed to the world. On the other side, the flip side, you should also be ready for the dip. Be cautious, be responsible, be grounded. One piece of advice, guys. Oh my god!
Finally, that way.
How many bits and pieces of that one piece?
Your influence can build. At the same time, your influence can also break you. So act accordingly and choose wisely.
So, one piece of advice I have for the users, which has helped me a lot, is going grayscale. Okay, so what does it really mean? As we discussed before, that social media is a slot machine's effect, and the bright colors and flashy features are designed to keep you hooked on the social media. So, if you cut down and means turn your phone from full color to black and white. Okay, so all the apps and icons will be in black and white. So the purpose is it will be visually less addictive, and it will definitely cut down your screen time.
Wow. This
Yeah.
is unknown to me.
Something
This is
new.
New.
You,
Never
you
knew
should
this-
also
this
send
kind
some
of-
manual.
this is a setup
Okay,
in.
go to settings, go to, if you have iPhone, go to settings, go to accessibility, then go to light and color and turn it off.
And go to sleep. But out of all that, I have 2 points. Okay, one is none of us spoke about the most important social media platform, LinkedIn. That is what can fetch you all jobs, and nobody is even considering that as a social media
Or
platform.
could everybody's LinkedIn, nobody.
And we forgot to talk about Sham's favorite application, Tinder, Bumble.
Yeah.
You know how much of an active person he is.
No.
அவரு சிவனேன்னு இருக்கா நீங்க அவரை
Sangeeta is like, nobody is talking about my Tinder. I am ready to be swiped right and left.
What is
Ravi, on the day we swipe
Oh.
right.
What is swipe left and
Ravi,
right?
on the day we swipe.
We only know wife left and right.
Forget
That guy would have
about
been without specs.
forget about all these. You gave so much of advices, right?
Yes.
And you're worried about what's going to happen in the future, the new generations. Can we please have a look at your reel feeds?
Okay, friends, we are closing down this podcast. Thanks for
Nation
watching.
wants to know.
No, nation does not want to know.
Why don't we start?
Okay, that was a fun conversation. Thanks to all of you for taking your time and speaking your heart out on social media.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this
Enjoyed a lot.
opportunity. Yeah.
I came in hungry. I'm full now.
Nice. So we will post some interesting surveys after this video. You can give your responses. Until then, me signing off and all of us friends saying bye to you. See you on the next episode of
Bye.
Open
Thanks
Talk
for
with
bearing
Ravi.
Yeah.